Welcome back to Dashboard Chalkboard, a series by Echoes and Footprints. Today's episode, The Cultured Club, examines the automobile as America's first portable cultural chamber. There was a moment in American history when something quiet, almost invisible, reshaped culture. No law passed, no classroom opened, no curriculum was written. Instead, two infrastructures expanded at the same time. One moved people, the other moved sound. The automobile and broadcast radio. When they met, something remarkable happened. The car became America's first portable cultural chamber. Before the car, culture had geography. Before widespread automobile ownership, music lived in places. You heard what existed nearby. Church choirs on Sunday mornings, community dances on Saturday nights, regional radio stations, family radios in the living room. Sound belonged to geography. Blues lived in the Mississippi Delta. Country echoed through Appalachian hollers. Gospel rose from southern sanctuaries. Jazz pulsed in urban neighborhoods like New Orleans, Chicago, and Kansas City. Culture traveled slowly. Distance kept sounds separated. Geography controlled exposure. But once radios entered dashboards, geography began to loosen its grip. Inside the car, America began encountering itself differently. But here's when the signal crossed the line. At night especially, something remarkable happened. Powerful AM radio stations sent rhythm and blues signals hundreds of miles beyond their intended audiences. Legendary stations like WLAC transmitted blues and R&B deep into rural America. Suddenly, a teenager in Indiana could hear Muddy Waters. A farm kid in Iowa might encounter Sister Rosetta Tharpe. A factory worker in Michigan could listen to Ray Charles. A young listener in South Carolina could hear Howlin' Wolf echoing across the night sky. For the first time, millions experienced African diasporic rhythmic intelligence not through institutions, but through repetition in motion. Inside the car, the automobile dissolved musical segregation faster than policy ever could. The road crossed boundaries society tried to maintain. And inside that metal frame, something radical happened. Exposure became normalization. Here's what the dashboard introduced. Once radio entered the dashboard, regional isolation began to dissolve. Through car speakers flowed a constantly shifting soundscape. Delta blues carried north through broadcast signals. Gospel harmonies reshaped into soul. Country ballads drifted into suburban neighborhoods. Jazz improvisation left urban clubs. Rhythm and blues traveled hundreds of miles through the night. For many Americans, especially outside major cities, the first encounter with these rhythms did not happen in concert halls or classrooms. It happened while driving. The automobile introduced groove into everyday life, syncopation into the suburbs, call and response into rural towns, urban sound into landscapes that had once remained culturally insulated. Class was always in session, and the dashboard remembered the lesson. The Cultured Club. Inside the automobile, music was experienced differently than anywhere else. The car created something culturally radical: portable privacy. Unlike the living room, where families negotiated the radio dial, the car belonged to the driver. Workers controlled the commute. Travelers scanned unfamiliar frequencies late into the night. Music became a companion to mobility. Driving and listening fused into a single sensory experience. The body aligned with rhythm while navigating speed and distance. Consumption became embodied. The automobile became a cultured club on wheels, a place where identity, curiosity, and sound could circulate freely. Here's what America adopted. Over time, exposure became adoption. America gradually adopted the rhythmic grammar carried through dashboard speakers. The backbeat became a common musical language. Groove became expected. Blue notes became an emotional color. Bass became the physical foundation. Repetition became structure. Genres once considered regional or marginalized began forming the vocabulary of national sound. Rock absorbed blues timing. Pop absorbed soul phrasing. Advertising absorbed funk propulsion. Hip-hop rhythm would later reshape the cadence of speech itself. What institutions once resisted became normalized through repetition. There's a larger significance here. The automobile was never just transportation. It was an amplifier. It allowed diasporic rhythmic traditions to circulate nationally without institutional approval. It created private environments where identity could be explored through sound. It transformed listening from communal ritual into mobile immersion. And in doing so, it quietly reshaped American culture. The portable cultural chamber became rehearsal space for a more rhythmically unified nation. Here's the echoes and footprints insight. The beat route here is unmistakable. Migration, radio towers, dashboard speakers, a national ear. The automobile did more than move bodies. It moved understanding. Every commute carried cultural transmission. Every road trip expanded sonic literacy. The portable chamber remembered. And through it, America learned not only how to travel, but how to listen together. This series, Dashboard Chalkboard, explores that hidden classroom, where highways met radio waves, where mobility expanded musical awareness, and where the dashboard quietly became the chalkboard. Next time on Dashboard Chalkboard, we enter the study hall, the moment when teenagers took control of the dial, when the car stopped being just a classroom and became the laboratory where modern pop music was invented. Because once young drivers controlled the soundtrack, the future of music began riding shotgun. This has been Dashboard Chalkboard, an Echoes and Footprint series, because the beat remembers, and the beat is the history. The classroom may close, but the highway stays open, and the beat remembers.